For the Oxford Plains Dragway, I'm Caleb Lamb with the weekly recap. Tonight's action in the Oxford Plains Dragway Championship Series was presented by Speedway Homes, and things are quickly speeding toward the end of the season with just 4 races left after tonight. Leading off the night in Dialing for Dollars, we had our closest competition of the season. 2 drivers were within 5 ten-thousandths of a second, with Ray Jamison ending up second best in his Mustang, despite a 4 ten-thousandth of a second run. That was all he was off by. He was bested, though, by Corey Small's RX-7, who ran just 2 ten-thousandths off his 9.12 second time. In Modified, John Sloan didn't have to modify his dial-in much, just 100th of a second throughout the night on his way to victory in his Nova. Ray Jamison was runner-up in the Modified class as well, his speedy Mustang surviving some close calls with the wall to reach the podium. We also had 3 drivers make it 3 wins in a row. In the Junior Dragster competition, Jaylee Susi got it done and picked up her 5th victory overall on the season after another night with superb reaction times. Naomi Nichols has improved a lot over the year, and she reached the podium for the first time with a runner-up finish. The street class saw a first-timer on the podium as well. Andy Bell, competing for the first time this year and the first time in several years, reached the final in his Mustang, but Dan Boyer made it 3 wins in 3 weeks in his S10 pickup. The victory helps him tighten up the point race with Al Graffam going into the final weeks. Mark Bullia ended up finishing in the number 3 spot in his Mustang. Mike Landry reached another top eliminator final against the man who has bested him each time, Russ Poland. This time Landry didn't red light, but his reaction time wasn't quite quick enough to keep Poland from the top spot, as that's also 3 in a row for Mr. Poland. And after getting back on top last week in Sleds and Bikes, Justin Wood had another win this time around. He ran right on his 6.24 dial-in to knock out Scott Ames, who broke a belt just before the finish line in the final. Todd Stiles, Ben Porter, and Ezra Boyton on a trio of Yamahas rounded out the top 5 positions. And Nostalgia had the closest final of the night. Steve Salo pipped Ron Childs at the line by 1 ten-thousandth of a second. Salo stuck with his 9.34 dial-in and was rewarded with a fast enough run to just overcome a reaction time deficit. We are down to the final 4 races of the season, as I mentioned, and with that, the points races get a little bit tighter. Remember, you can find out more information and check out full point standings in all of our classes by visiting us online at oxfordplainsdragway.info. For the Oxford Plains Dragway, I'm Caleb Lamb.